Hey guys, it's Terry. Welcome back to the Community Connection. I'm here with Mike Nugent. You are here on behalf of the Reno 5K Team Hope Run for research for Huntington's disease, correct?
Yes, I am, Terry.
And I appreciate you coming in today. And I know a lot of heavy hearts for you, so I do apologize for that. I'm very sorry to hear about your brother-in-law. So Huntington, we're here for the 5K. Just let's get the specifics out for that real quick.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the disease itself because it's yeah.
Well, Saturday, June 22nd at Virginia Lake Park behind the Pepper Mill, we're going to be hosting a family walk for Huntington's disease. It is a 5K/family walk for Reno Team Hope. And at the event, we will have lots of raffle prizes and lots of knowledge for you to learn about the disease. The disease actually hits me a little harder because my brother-in-law has it. But at the event, we will have lots of raffle prizes for people to raffle off. We have a night stay at the Atlantis, a night stay at the Golden Nugget, which is in Tahoe, used to be the Hard Rock, $500 worth of gift certificates for tattoos, and a list of raffle prizes. We have probably over 50 raffle prizes. I have a donated jersey from J.P. Sears from the Oakland A's.
Oh, wow.
I have a donated ball from one of the pitchers from the A's. So we have a lot of raffle prizes as of right now for this event.
So if people are interested in signing up, where would they go?
They can actually go to our website. They can Google Reno 5K Huntington's Walk if they want it, and it will pull it up.
Okay.
Or the actual website is, let me get it here real quick. It's under our Las Vegas branch, even though we're in the Reno area.
Sure.
So it's /////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////// Huntington's Walk,
Yeah.
and it'll pop up.
Yeah, that's much easier. Mike, so with the 4K, obviously food trucks and stuff going to be out there.
With the 5K, it's going to be we'll have snacks there for them and everything. We'll have water provided throughout the walk, and we'll have stuff there for them. We'll have games in the grass area for the kids. I also have a face painter that is kind enough to donate her time.
Oh, very nice.
She's going to be out there painting faces. We have, like I said, a lot of lawn games, tic-tac-toe to cornhole to a bunch of games for the kids to keep them occupied too.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So let's get into it's a disease that is it's rare in a way, right? And it doesn't get the not publicity. That's not what I'm looking. The attention that it should get, because it's all the studies that I've seen and read about it. It's increasingly getting more and more prevalent. Is that right?
Well, it is a genetic neurological disease. It gets passed down, and some family members are luckier than others, and they don't get it. Now, my brother-in-law had it, and about, give or take on this, about 8 years ago, he was just like me or you, working, walking, talking, and then stuff progressed and he wasn't able to work anymore. And throughout the years, it progressed more and more. And he was wheelchair confined. We couldn't hear or we couldn't understand what he was saying. And it makes it hard on the family and on him himself, you know.
Because you essentially become trapped inside of yourself, right?
Well, basically, Huntington's disease is, and I'm not taking anything away from any other disease. Huntington's disease, if you think of ALS, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's, you mix all those together and add Huntington's disease too. That's what Huntington's disease is.
My gosh.
It has a mixture of everything, and it's a horrible disease. Yeah. It's a horrible disease. I knew nothing about it until I married into the family, and it's a very horrible disease, you know.
And so you can do genetic tests to see if you have the markers for it, right?
You can do you can do a test, and it will see if you are a carrier, if you have it. You can test your kids, stuff like that. It does end with my brother-in-law in this family. So that is good news. Unfortunately, though, he just ended his suffering on Monday, this last Monday. He, God rest his soul, he passed. So he's not suffering anymore
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Thank you again for coming in. I know it's a rough week for you. But I think it's going to be, you know, there's always something good that comes out of bad things normally. And hopefully this is one of those where we can raise the awareness of this and do what we can to raise as much money as we can to help find out the cause, the treatment, the cure, everything for it, right? I mean, that's kind of what we're doing it for, right?
Yeah, that's what our main goal is, that we want to do research and eventually find a cure for this horrible disease.
Sure. So when someone is diagnosed, now please forgive my ignorance on this, because I did have a family member that married into our family that was eventually diagnosed and passed from it. I didn't know much about it then. I'm now learning more about it now. So when someone is diagnosed with it, currently with the medical science that we have now, what's the outlook? I mean, like, what's the prognosis? Like, how long do they have generally, or do you know any of that?
Well, the life expectancy for this disease can range, I mean, give or take, it can range 10 to 30 years. It can be less than that too. Yeah. There is a such thing as juvenile HD too that affects children. So I don't know much on that aspect of it, the juvenile HD, but there is a such thing as that. And the outcome for all of this is to find a cure for all of it. For this disease. Yeah.
That's the main thing, because you know, and they don't know much about it, even with, because I know that there has been a lot of research going into it, but as far everything that I've read says they still don't know much about it, even with all the research that's gone into it.
Well, when my brother-in-law was diagnosed, he was diagnosed with multiple things at first. They didn't know what it was. And then finally he went to a doctor, and the doctor said, I know what you have, and tested for it and told them that he had Huntington's disease. So it's a very rare disease. Yeah. It is. It's a very rare disease. And it's a very hard disease for the actual person that has it, to the family members too.
Sure. Well, so going back to the 5K, that is, what's the date on that again?
That's Saturday, June 22nd.
Okay.
And it's going to be at Virginia Lake which is at 1980 Virginia Lake, I'm pretty sure. Give me 1 second on that. So the address on that is 1980 Lakeside Drive, Reno, Nevada. And that's at Virginia Lake. We'll be at the pavilion all set up, and then we'll be walking around the lake. And we like to see everybody come on out. Like I said, we have lots and lots of raffle prizes. I gave you some of them. Yeah. We have food places. We have the water park. We have the bowling, coconut bowl. We have lots and lots of raffle prizes. I probably have 50 to 60 raffle prizes.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, and good thing about Northern Nevada is they always show out, and so let's go out. Let's get let's get a bunch of people together and get out to Virginia Lake on the 22nd. 22nd, right?
Yes.
It's you know what? It's one of those days for me where my brain's absorbing maybe 10% of everything. So it's at Virginia Lake, June 22nd. Google the Reno 5K Team Hope Run, right?
Or you can
run.
Google Reno 5K Huntington's disease.
Perfect.
And that'll pop it up.
And that way, and that'll pull up the link where you can register, right?
Yes.
And then can they just show up that morning and register?
They can show up at the event and register at the event, or they can show up and show their support and not register and just purchase raffle tickets.
Okay.
You know, so you can show up, have fun with the games, purchase raffle tickets, and get your face painted.
Sure. Even if you're not going to do the 5K, show up. You know, and purchase. How much are the raffle tickets?
The raffle tickets will be 1 for $1.
Okay.
12 for $10 and 25 for $20.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so going back to, and again, like I said, it's a blind spot for me, this Huntington's disease, because like you said, it is so rare. And so there's not a lot. And that's why you're in here now. We're trying to raise awareness and get as much information out there as possible about this horrible disease, which is Huntington's disease. It's such, like you said, so doctors sometimes won't even test for it because it's so rare. It's like, you probably don't have it. Let's test for everything else. And then they get to the final end. They can't figure it out. Then it must be this, right?
Well, a lot of the symptoms are like those other 3 diseases that I told you. So a lot of times they'll think that from all the movements that you have in your hands or your body that you have Parkinson's. And you know, I mean, and again, I'm not taking anything from Parkinson's or any of the other diseases, but this disease has a mixture of all of them combined.
So you could get lots of quote false positives for a lot of different things like that, and that's kind of the crux of the Huntington's disease, because I wonder how many people have been misdiagnosed in the past that maybe have had it and didn't, and it's man, it's a tough one, especially not knowing, what the obviously it's genetic, but there's got to be something in there that causes it, I guess. I'm no medical expert, so I shouldn't speculate like that. But it's we've got to get the word out. We've got to find a cure for this at least. And I'm just very sorry to hear that what you're going through, Mike, and that's a tough one. Again, thank you so much for coming in. We've got another minute or so let's recap the 5K run. So it's June 22nd at Virginia Lake.
Yes.
And raffle prizes, face painting, lots of activities for the kids. So if you don't want to participate in the actual 5K, show up, buy the raffle tickets.
Not only is it just a 5K, we have a 5K option, and then we have our family walk. The 5K will be 3 laps around. The family walk will only be 1 lap around.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So show up, Northern Nevada. You guys always do, and we want to show up and support all of our organizations, and especially this one, because this one, obviously is very personal for you, Mike. And again, we really appreciate you coming in today, and let's get the word out. Again, Google Reno 5K or a Reno Huntington Walk.
Reno 5K Huntingtons.
Yeah, Google that, and that's because that's going to be the best way to pull up the link to register, find out more information about it. All right.
Or you can just show up to the event and support us that way too.
What time does it start again? I'm sorry.
The starting time for the event, registration begins at 9:30. Opening ceremony will be at 10.
Okay.
The 5K will start at 10:15, and 10:30 the family walk will begin. And during those times, we'll have the raffle going the whole time. Mm-hmm. So when you guys get back, we'll have the raffle.
Perfect. Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.